So by now you would have finished infographic 1, that newspaper style article, and you are ready to start on your multimedia sources. So at first glance, whoa, that's a lot. All right, but don't worry, this is my favorite part. So go ahead and open up your document. There should be one for each of you. This document will guide you through each source. All right, it'll bring you your eye to specific things that I want you to look for. But quick, let's just look over our decorations, our directions. All right, so study each source. Look at what each source says directly. Then consider what inferences you can make from the source. So given that information, why do you think that contributed to the Titanic disaster? All right, our focus question, oops, too far. What led to the Titanic disaster? What preventative steps could have been taken to stop it? What factors made the accident worse? And what caused so many deaths? So each one of these boxes you are able to click and type into. Okay. When you see a multiple choice question, to select an answer, highlight your choice and change the color of the text. Okay, whatever color you like. Something that I can see. Okay. Let's see. All right. Here, I'm looking for a number. All right. And each one of these, whenever you see a box, remember that box means that you have to put a complete sentence. That means starting with a capital letter, ending with punctuation, and never starting with because. When you want to use the word because, I want you to take some words from the question. All right, again, multiple choice, change the color of the text. All right, each page starts a new artifact. So pay attention. Woo, let's see if I can get this to scroll to your title up here. Artifact 3. And your last one would be artifact 4. All right. This one, you can have more than one answer and more than one row and more than one column. So if women were likely to survive and also somewhat likely to survive, then you would need to change the color of both of those. All right, let's take a peek here. So we have artifact 1, artifact 2. Artifact 3 is broken into 2. So 3A and 3B, it's that timeline that we've already looked at. And then 4 we have here, and this one is just kind of interesting to look at. All right. Artifact 1, you're going to look at unfavorable conditions. So notice they give us the pathway that the Titanic sailed on from Southampton, and it was on its way to New York. There were 2 unfavorable conditions the Titanic had to sail through. First, the unsafe waters. Titanic's route carried it through the intersection of the Gulf Stream and the Labrador Current, a place where icebergs congregate. All right, so think about what that word means. Icebergs congregate. What are they doing in this area? All right, and the other unfavorable condition, which is a little bit tricky to understand, was the high tide. So on the night of the disaster, there was an unusually high tide caused by the positions of the sun and the moon. This could have given the iceberg additional buoyancy, speeding it southward toward Titanic's path. So if things are more buoyant, they're a little bit lighter. It will also expose a larger part of the iceberg. So I want you to close your eyes and picture an iceberg, one that we Googled in class. And remember, part of the iceberg shows up on top, but the majority of it, the largest part, is under the water. So if that large part is lifted just a little bit, now it's going to be exposed on the surface, which is around the area of where the Titanic hit the iceberg, causing much more damage to the ship. All right, once you have looked at this, pop on over to your causes worksheet and update here for infographic 1. Then you can use your arrows to go to the next one. This one you're going to have to zoom in. All right, a lot of the information is here in this bar graph. The number of lifeboats that could have been held, and even why did they reduce them? All right, why did they reduce them? Anything else interesting that we noticed? Pay attention to these two little red lifeboats. What happened to them? All right, and it's sort of interesting also the order of the launch, the way that they let them go. Okay, so when you're on this one, you'll toggle back. Oops, we've got a lot going on here now. All right, so that was for artifact 1. Page 2 is for artifact 2. Okay, a couple questions. And then we go back. Artifact 3, remember there's 3A and 3B, so you're looking at this timeline again. It's a good thing we're already a little bit familiar with it. Okay, these questions go along with artifact 3. And then we have artifact 4. Now this one gets a little funky sometimes when you zoom in on it. I don't know why it disappears like that. All right, so you just have to mess around with the size. And we're just looking at the information shown in the bar graph here. There's no causes in this one. That information will go here on 4. Okay. And your last one here is just sort of interesting to look at. It's kind of combining all the information we've already talked about and just putting it into one nice graph for you.